You're running the secondary break with CL Brown after North Carolina's 91-71 win over Clemson. Now, a lot happened from Tuesday night's loss at Wake Forest to Saturday's game. You had Hubert Davis using a weighted vest in practice to illustrate to the team that they've been playing with this albatross on their shoulders for most of the season, and he wanted them to play freely. So he used that jacket as a way to illustrate just how limited you are when you have the weight of your world, whether it was kind of the expectations of them starting the season, preseason #1, or whatever they've seen on social media and people talking about how bad they've played at times this year. He wanted them to erase all of that, just get back to focusing on the court, what they need to do, and they did that today against Clemson. Also, it spurred a team-only meeting that RJ Davis called, in which it was different from previous player-only meetings that they've had. RJ said the other ones were really focused on execution and X's and O's and what's going on the court. This time, he wanted them to talk about themselves. He wanted it to be more personal. They shared different personal stories, and it was a much more heartfelt meeting, emotional at times. And this is the energy that they got from that meeting. They played better collectively, and it showed. And lastly, the big three, if you will, for Carolina, talking about Armando Bacot, Caleb Love, and RJ Davis. They also probably shot the ball better than they've done at any point during the ACC game this season, where all three were over 40% and in double-figure scoring. And it was probably the best performance they've had collectively since beating Ohio State in Madison Square Garden back in December. So they're going to have to channel that very quickly. Monday is coming, and Miami, which is currently number 19, is coming to town. They need that win for NCAA tournament, possible seeding, possibly to just keep them off of being on the bubble and being a in or out kind of team. So that will do it for the secondary break. Please click back. Click those like buttons, the subscribe buttons. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll be back on Monday giving you more coverage of the Tar Heels.